Welcome back. Episode 4, the Divine Mind Podcast. I'm your host, SimpliPriceless. Welcome back. Welcome back. How you doing? What's going on? I hope y'all are doing well. I am not going to complain. I hope everybody is doing well. I know with everything happening right now, there is quite a bit to complain about. POV. However, first off, episode 4, as I keep saying, this is more so impromptu couch therapy. And as much as I want to get like a little tagline and like, share, subscribe, I think I'll get to that point. Right now, I'm happy to have y'all. And I'm happy just to be walking in faith and to be moving and doing and grooving. And I don't know. I hope everybody is doing well. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. The feedback I've gotten so far, and that's how I feel about that. And if you are listening to YouTube via your Chevy pickup truck or your Mercedes S-Class, I'm smiling. All the pearly whites. I'm really happy. I would venture to say ecstatic. Just because I see that people are waking up. The chakras are buzzing. Like y'all are starting to hear me. And these are things that I've been saying for a long time. The messages that I've been putting out there. I feel like that's why it was important for me to start a podcast, because I feel like it just gets to a point where Instagram stories and TikToks just don't necessarily articulate, or they don't give you necessarily you can't really articulate how you feel enough in like a 60-second or even like a 20-minute rant. And I wanted something that was gonna last me. And honestly, I keep calling this therapy from the big comfy couch, or the big comfy couch that people won't go to. It's therapy for me too. Honestly. It's therapy for me too. And kind of going in to see a therapist. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Okay. So, episode 4, again, what I was saying was, I feel like I'm finding my footing, and I feel as though I've hit a point, somewhat of a just this point of clarity in a way, and I feel as though I'm just growing. I just feel like I'm growing and I'm learning, and I feel as though people are learning from what I'm saying. And I'm just, I feel like every time I sit down, I'm talking about how I feel about sitting here. Maybe it's me getting warmed up. But I don't know, y'all. I just be wanting to sit down and chat. I just be wanting to talk. And it's funny, I keep saying I'm not trying to shade anybody's podcast or anything like that. However, I don't want what I present to be aesthetically pleasing per se, or I don't want it to be something that's predictable or something that we hear. Like, we hear so much of the same stuff, and I feel, I don't want to say overstimulated. Like, it's just, in a way, I feel like in starting this, again, I don't know why I feel like I keep sitting down and just kind of talking about, but I guess that's just whatever. I'm happy, and I feel, and I have a knowing that I'm in my groove. I'm in a groove. Like, And I feel as though I'm able to now take what I'm learning and connect with people. And in connecting with people, I'm learning about people. I'm able to teach people. And this I just feel like I'm making connections, and I feel like I'm starting to reach a target audience, or more than just a target audience, to be honest. I feel like I'm finding my tribe. I feel as though I'm walking in purpose, and yeah, I'm just happy to be here, and seeing where things go. I was listening to somebody's podcast, a very reputable, respected podcast, and the person was saying how you have to just go without a plan sometimes. And I could not agree more, because although I have books on display, I want y'all subconsciously to be picking up on the cues. However, you really do have to go without a plan, or maybe the plan is just to go and sitting down and then thinking about what I wanted to say. I'm tired of trying to think about what I want to say. I feel as though I do my best work when I just think through what I'm doing. And I really want everybody to take what they can from I really want everybody to take what you can every time you sit down. I call it therapy, and it's kind of it's a hee hee ha, but I'm serious. I think that, I don't know, it's kind of like a disconnectedness going on right now. It's either a lack of information or a lack of, I venture to say, intelligence, but it's just a lot of chatter, chit, chit. And with podcasting and with having a show or a platform, I want this to be effective. I want people to gain something and learn about themselves. I have things that I want to talk about and things I want to bring awareness to. I have books that I want to discuss. I have articles that I may want to bring into conversation. I may even want to have, because people have already started to ask me or say things like, I would love to sit down and have a conversation with you. I so appreciate that. And that's the energy I want. It's not to say I can sit down with everyone. However, it's a good feeling to feel as though I'm being heard and that people are listening. So, and that's another thing. While I'm here, I pray God, and I pray always before I sit down and God give me what to say. But this is not going to be an orthodox show, as you should probably understand by now. You might see me show up in a ball gown. You might see me show up in what's that thing called? A snuggie. But all in all, I want everybody to feel at home here, and I hope that y'all are taking notes. Where do I want to begin? So first off, I'm hoping everybody is doing well, and I'm wondering what everybody is dealing with right now. I guess with respect to everything that's happening. And it's so funny because we all are having like a similar experience, but we all having a different experience. Like, we experiencing life, but everybody's perspective is just so different because everybody's experience is different, if that makes sense. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm kind of just, where am I? See, sometimes it's good to just go, because eventually you'll keep talking and it'll make sense. But that's what I was saying. Thank you, God. Okay. So wait a minute. I hope everybody is I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing well. Let's start there. How are you doing today? You can ask yourself that. But I'm genuinely curious to know how people are doing. I think right now we need to just do a little bit more introspection and kind of tap into maybe our belief systems. For me personally, I've been doing a lot of visualization techniques. Like, it's a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that that I'm in the process of I was going to say conglomerates. No, I'm in the process of putting together content and things like that that help people to visualize and help with like your internal dialogue and repetitive thoughts. And I want everybody to start to implement some things into their routines. And for one, I think visualization in and of itself is a really strong tool. When people talk about manifestation, as you all know, I'm very big on manifestation. I will classify myself as a real deal master manifester, because I know how to put out the emotion and put out the feeling and to take in the feeling into my literal orbit and push it out. I think when people think about manifestation, they don't often think about what it takes to get to that point. And a lot of manifestation is, funny enough, it's not, the point of it is really you want the thing, but I think people don't spend enough time talking about or thinking about the process, or actually working on leaning into the feeling rather than leaning into what they want rather than what they don't have. And for me personally, visualizations, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where I'm going with this, but flow with me. Let's make a cake. We put the ingredients in a bowl. So for one, I think people's visions, internal and external, because obviously you can externally see what's going on, but internally you have, y'all get what I'm saying? You see with your eyes, but you sense in your spirit. You can pick things up in your spirit, things that are not visual. And this is why when people meditate or visualize, you close your eyes, because you cut off sensory information and sensory information or things. What am I saying that right? You cut off sensory information from coming into your orbit, your eyes, and closing your. I'm sorry. Yeah. What am I saying? So visualization is basically just the ability to, in where you are in the moment, close your eyes, or not even closing your eyes, because it don't even take for you to do that. But that is a more quicker way. Yes, I said more quicker. It's a quicker way, I think, to get what it is that you desire. But a problem with visualization or manifestation is that people don't really believe in what it is that they want, because they so focused and fixated on not having it. It's like people who say, oh my gosh, I hate being in debt. I hate not having no money. I hate that I hate that I don't have no friends. I hate that I can't figure stuff out. I hate that stuff don't work out for me. I hate that I just don't ever get what I want. I can't stand the news. I can't stand what's going on. I can't stand my friends. I can't stand that girl. I can't stand him. I can't stand this job. I hate this job. I used to want to work here. I hate this job. This job made me sick. Oh my gosh, I hate this relationship. I've been with this person all this time, and I just hate this. I hate, like, people don't understand that it's a frequency that we tap into. And I was watching Kobe Bryant's documentary, where he executive produced a documentary on YouTube, and it's my favorite documentary. I love Kobe bad. Like, 33, number 33, Marion High School. I think it was, what was it? I'm on a tangent. I don't care. But I love Kobe. Marion High School. And then from there, I decided to skip college and take my talents to the NBA. And I think for that season, it was, ooh, when was he number 8? I think 8 was early NBA and 24 was up until 2014. But my point, I was watching this documentary, and when I think about certain people, I feel like I carry certain people's like spirits with me. People talk about, sorry, let me pause. Black people, blacks, black folks talk about ancestors, and we talk about the people who've passed on. And I don't think we give enough credit and talk about that enough, because we are carried, and we do carry things with us. We carry people with us. We carry spirits with us. And when I think about people like Kobe Bryant, when I think about people like Nipsey, and I got a Nipsey tattoo on my left wrist that say, "Never let a hard time humble us," and it's right in my veins. I just think people, it's crazy because it's unfortunate. I feel like people pass and it just be such a bad time. And I remember even when Kobe passed away, how upset everybody was. But I think when it happened, I wasn't even necessarily, I can't say I was super into basketball. And then I got older and I started to kind of use it as background noise. And then it became something I was, you know what I'm saying? I would, like, if I was spending time with somebody, I ended up, rather than liking to spend time with them, I would enjoy the game rather than my point. That ain't even, whatever, my show, my words. So my point, when I think about people like Kobe Bryant or people like Nipsey, or I don't know, people like Tupac, I always think about like the example that they set when they was here. And when Kobe passed away, and people, we don't even be appreciate. That's a whole nother thing. We do not appreciate people when they are here. Because honestly, Kobe passing away wasn't something that immediately like shocked my system. It's Cappington. That's not entirely true, because when it did happen, I was getting my hair braided, and finding out was kind of a shock. But you don't really necessarily connect with certain people, or like really have an understanding of certain people, until like they pass away, which is weird. It's kind of like people who don't appreciate others, you know what I'm saying, until they don't have them. So I guess that's that kind of thing. But my point, I'm saying my points. I don't want to say my point. I'm going to just flow. I'm what's called a flow state. I'm going to say what I want. It's my show. And my opinion may not matter to you, but it matters here. So, what's her name? Is that her name? Anyway, so when I think about people like Kobe Bryant, and I think about people who talk about manifestation, and they talk about wanting to have some expected, desired outcome, like you have an expected outcome, but you don't really necessarily know how to desire, or maybe you don't necessarily know how to desire it, or I don't know. Let me see how am I trying to say this. My point, people talk about manifestation and visualizing, and it's a lot of buzzwords that float around. It's funny. It makes it psychology, and like the verbiage has become so watered down. And I don't want to say watered down, but a lot of people speak a lot of terms they don't necessarily know. And manifestation and visualization and all of that, it can be a powerful thing, and you can pull things into your literal subconscious. I'm sorry, did I say that right? You can pull things into your orbit. You pull things into your subconscious, yes, but it's really about the feeling. It's about the feeling. Like when people think about money, I used to think about money from a place of lack, or seeing how people growing up, or seeing how people grew up you kind of develop these mentalities or like these mental programs. People like Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this. It's this mental programming that goes on, and it's seeds in a way that are planted in that what am I trying to say? I just lost my train of thought for 2 seconds. So let me see. Ooh, this must be a good point. Because the devil don't want me to tell y'all because this is fleeting. Let's see. So, and this is why you gotta just show up. Because it may not be what you perceive to be a flawless execution. But I tell God all the time, and this is why this is going to be successful. This is why I'm going into the stratosphere, because God has plans for me. And this is, I think maybe this is how I should have, this is important. Visualization, manifestation, you can't do it without God. And I was talking about how people call themselves gods and things like that. I know content lives on the internet forever. And of course, I want to be somewhat politically correct. However, I mean what I say and I say what I mean. And no one's going to debate me because I don't engage in debates. But when people get to, I don't know. As far as that God stuff, you just got to be careful. Just be careful. Personally, I don't really say all of that because I feel like people spend more time trying to be God-like than they do actually trying to follow a blueprint or trying to figure out like their role and the understanding they are supposed to stand under. And I talked about that in the last episode. But one of my points is get in tune spiritually first. And this is why having God is so important. This is why having prayer in your life is so important. This is why it can't just be something it can't just be sometimesy. You can't be sometimey about it. You can't be how you are and going to the club inconsistent. Maybe you go how you are about going to the gym. Even me, 2 times a week, 5 times a week, no times in 2 months. You got to be consistent with that. And when I say it's really just, I don't even like saying that. With certain words I don't necessarily like to use because I feel like people are strange. But I want to, and this is when I talk about changing perspectives or having like more, not an aesthetic, but like genuinely stimulating conversations. I think people should stop looking at prayer as prayer and look at prayer as conversations. And same time, I'm learning that, I don't know, it's like a weird toggle between, because I understand like why people say they are gods and stuff, but I just feel like you cannot overexalt yourself. And maybe that's the problem. And I want to add this too, because in case it's not clear, your girl is, as I say, child of God first, real immediately after. So I know my stuff, but I don't claim or profess to be a Bible thumper. But I think there's this weird like spirit where people believe themselves to be gods, little g. And that in lies, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I just think y'all got to be careful with that. Like, don't get too, like, y'all get a little too crazy with that. And I was talking about that, like I said on the last episode, but it's just like people swear that they are, little gods. But it's funny because it's not funny at all. And people, I think, esteem themselves a little higher than they are. And I think I'm going to keep saying that. I'm not going to keep saying that, but I just want to bring people down to earth because y'all be living on Saturn. Like, y'all be out of there. And when I say that, I mean because you can't, it's like when they say let me not get into scripture. My point, just be careful of, you know what I'm saying, the level you are putting yourself on. I'm sorry to say, but you don't know everything. You are, I think the scriptures say we follow on to know. You don't know everything. You might never know everything. It would be impossible because you don't even know how to access enough of your brain to deduce enough. So my problem with this little G God situation, I just don't like it. I wasn't raised to believe that. And I know y'all are probably in a tailspin right now because this goes against the grain of what a lot of black people talk about, what a lot of people talk about. I don't too much care what y'all talk about. I'm gonna say my piece because I think it's a lot. I think the spirit of confusion is running rampant. I don't think y'all know God enough to understand what the words that you say mean. You don't even pray, and you talk about you have a form of godliness and you lack the power thereof. I just want y'all to just get a better understanding. And maybe that's why I don't want this. It's always like 15, 20 minutes. Not always, because I be Gucci until I sit down and figure out, okay, how am I gonna start? But when I get to talking, I may be a hater. I may be nervous, but I'm never a liar. And I'm always gonna say how I feel. And I really personally think that it's not enough. Y'all need to do more introspection. And y'all need to stop really. It's strange. It's strange. Cause, and I kind of touched on this too, poor sex habits. Like the belief that you can. Maybe my appearance and me being, you know what I'm saying, sparkling, y'all won't be so hot and tense. But I just don't believe y'all should be doing that. I believe, a certain population of people did master manipulate religion and propagandize it and put their spins on stuff. But it's all about having a relationship with God and knowing God for yourself. And one thing about me, that's what I got. And it's not perfect. And I have never claimed to be perfect. But I definitely just feel like y'all just be mindful. And I think it's not even about so much this, because I'm not calling nobody. I'm not trying to insult as much as I want people to be just a little more mentally, spiritually aware. Because it's funny how people esteem them. You esteem yourself high, but you operate from such a low vibrational place. And it's so funny because like the intersectionality, if I may call it, between religion and spirituality and mental health, they all correlate in a way. And I don't know, I kind of lost my train of thought for a second. Hold on, y'all. That's all right. It's okay. But let this be an example. In this moment, it don't matter if it's perfected. All you gotta do is sit down and sorry. Well, in my case, I had to sit down. But I think this is going exactly how it's supposed to be going. I think I'm letting God do what he gonna do. Maybe my point is just so I can sit here and talk to y'all about God, because maybe that's something that people lack. And I'm working on that too, obviously, because I'm the one with the mic kicking the facts. But everybody just needs to be aha, I remember. My point. Get in tune, because it's weird to me. You can't want to be with 5 different women. You can't run a harem. You can't be hateful and claiming to be a follower of, I don't care if you claiming to be an agnostic, Protestant, Seventh-day, like, Jesus, y'all don't be living by what you say. It's just like this weird, I don't know. I don't know if I want to just go off or vent, but I'm happy y'all tuning in. I'm going to figure out what I want to say as I go. And I'm going to say this too. If y'all have things that y'all want to talk about, hear me talk about. Hear me kick it on. Or things that y'all want to know more about. I'm curious. I want to know how everybody is doing. I want to know what y'all are doing to keep yourselves mentally sane. What are you doing to keep yourself balanced, keep yourself grounded? I know one of the things that I've been working on is like senses, like the five senses method is basically just one thing that I've been able to do is like the five senses method is what can you, your five senses. So what can you hear? What can you see, touch, taste, smell? Wait, see, touch. What can I see? What can I touch? What can I taste? Can I smell? And there's one more. And you probably know what it is, but it is escaping me in this moment, but that's okay. But the point is, when you are having anxiety or having some type of like, I would say anxiety for real, maybe anger, but something I think would be good for people is to figure out how to find a balance between what religion is, what spirituality is, and I'm holding this like a microphone. I'm holding this like the microphone at a podium. I think people need to figure out like the dynamic between like your spirit. If you believe, I don't want to say if you believe in a religion. I mean, the belief in nothing is a belief in something, in a way to me. But your spirit, your mind, your emotions, I want everybody to work on all of them. All of that is so important. And as much as I want and keep thinking that I'm whatever, I just want people to be in tune. One of my really good friends, Miss Grace, Lamaria Grace, had something. Well, she has a hoodie. It says "I'm in tune." And long story short, she's one of the people that kind of low key. She's one of the people that when I sat down and started meditating, she actually did. She did the affirmations and I did a meditation. And this was during COVID. But I said that to say something. I guess I'm saying that to say get your spirit right, get your head right, get your, of course, physical. But that's what it was. Religion, spirituality, and psychology. I think people kind of work on one or two without working on the other. And I don't know, it's kind of a touchy subject when it comes to religion because I don't really care to do that dance. That's not my, it's literally not my ministry. Like I don't care to engage in religious debates because you ain't got to give an account to me. I'm not your God, Lord, Savior, Mary, Martha, Krishna. I'm none of that. I just am a person with a microphone and my own relationship with God. But I feel like people just need to get a little more tapped in. And part of why I talk about prayer or having conversations with God is because, man, safe to say, I mean, people say it's safe to have conversations with yourself too, which I'm not going to lie, I do that. But it's just, you can't really navigate through life if you don't have a compass. And it's a picture that I've seen where like, it's 2 feet walking in the sand and then eventually like two become one, because eventually not even eventually, you always just need guidance. And even if you can't get by on your own, you can only do that for so long. But in life, I mean, that's just my thing. But it's so funny though. I keep saying that like it's not my ministry and I don't want to talk too much and engage in religious debates and conversations, which I'm not going to do because I could block you before you even think I'm going to respond. But my thing is, I'm kind of trying to find my way also. But it's somewhere in the Bible or somewhere to say like, if you, never mind, because I can't remember the scripture. My point, yeah, everybody just needs to get a little more wired in spiritually. That has to be right. Because, I mean, your spirit is the place from which everything emanates. Your mind is the place that if they get your head, the body is going to follow. And I don't know, mentally, I think people are tapped And people don't really know maybe what to believe in. People maybe are lacking confidence. And this is maybe what it is maybe a lack of direction. I venture to say that it's the times that we in and it's all the stuff that's going on, but everybody got stuff going on and other people are doing better than others. So maybe it's circumstantial, but it is a lot. But some things are, you have a choice to ingest or pay attention to. But spiritually, I don't think people are grounded enough. I don't think people know what it is to really work on their spirits, because a lot of us are avoiding things or storing things down. If you are an angry person, that's tough, because anger can look like a lot of things. Or I'm sorry, am I saying that right? You can be angry and it can be tough to work on self-improvement when you got stuff that you harboring. Because of course you can be angry, but that not necessarily be, you don't necessarily know where it's coming from, and you can store stuff down, which can affect your mental. But that's why I say, like, all of these things are important, because mentally you have to know where to go and to keep stuff together. Psychologically, emotionally, I mean, you have to be emotionally sound. But spiritually, I think that's the most important thing, because again, everything starts in your spirit, everything starts in your mind. And I think once more people start to tap into, people call it your mind's eye, people call it frequencies, chakras, but really it's just like this intuitive knowing. I think people need to be more educated. We need to be educating ourselves. And I don't mean like, I would venture to say we need to defund the shade room. We need to, I'm sorry, no, Justin LaBoy. No, I don't even want to see, what's that page? What's that religious page that be gossiping? Spiritual world. Like, I just personally feel like we need to be ingesting more information, and that's part of the problem, for real. You mentally fried because all you do is scroll Instagram. People's screen times is high, and then it's constantly something fighting for your attention. Not just Instagram, but you're constantly getting bombarded with calls, emails, texts, social media buzzing, trying to get you to be in, you know what I'm saying? Friends, family. It's always something going on. But my point, just everybody needs to lock in and figure out ways to keep themselves mentally in check. I feel like I'm saying the same thing, but that's all right, because again, this is my show. So I hope everybody is doing well, and I wonder how people are recalibrating. I wonder what people are doing to cope. If it's drugs, if it's sex. And I wonder why people go about like their mechanisms using what they use to like cope. Cause it's a lot, I think it's a lot of like suppressed emotions, suppressed trauma. And I don't want to keep saying that everybody is just, it's so hard. Like, you gotta shut up with that at some point, because if you gonna keep saying that you got this trauma, yeah, surprise, we all do. But again, that's probably what I was saying. Turn the TV off. You don't need Disney Plus, because that subscription is $30 and like 20 cents. People just need to turn the TV off. Cut the phone off. Stop talking to that person. Be cognizant of the people that you surround yourself with. Maybe I need to write this down. Be cognizant of the people you surround yourself with. Be cognizant of what you say to yourself. Be cognizant, aware. Be spiritually aware. This is why it's important. Back to the thing about, it's like you can't make an idol of yourself. And I understand having a higher level of consciousness, but I think things get a little murky when people think that they are so mentally conscious, but you have poor habits, or you don't really know, you don't have the compass enough. Like, you can't be your guiding light. You can no, nope. I'm gonna stand on what I said. You need directionality. It's like saying you can go to college and become a professor. It's like saying you can go to college, you can get your PhD teaching yourself. You can go to college, get your degree, and no. Now maybe it's not exactly the same, but my point, you need direction. Yeah, I said it. I said that right. I said that I used the right analogy. Yeah. Because, a lot of people's machismo or egotistical attitude is more about trying to put yourself above people. And you got people high-fiving your bad habits. Amanda Seals talked about that with her episode of Small Doses with Yamanika Sanders. Like, people be having poor habits and don't even realize it because they got people around them that don't have mirrors or that are not good friends, not telling them, like, about themselves. I think people got to be aware of how they showing up in the world. Get your spirit right. Get your spirit right. Stop being hateful. I want y'all to stop hating people. I want y'all to stop killing black people. I want y'all to stop being bitter. Don't be mad at me because you was a, don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at nobody. Don't be mad at nobody for your problems. Don't take your problems on out on nobody. And your problems are not nobody else's problem, so don't make them theirs. And when I talk about working on spirits, release some. Release them. Release me. I see this girl on TikTok. She was like, I thought I was free, but he texted me again. Release me. Some of y'all need to go before the throne of grace. But a lot of y'all got shrines and idols in your home, and that's kind of tough. Maybe throw them, I'm not going to say throw the little boo-boos out, because I do feel that way. But for real, you need to get it together. You cannot pray to yourself, because it's, you know what I'm saying? Where'd you come from? How'd you originate? Darwin in them? I don't know. It's important just to have an understanding. And you can't go throughout life thinking that your understanding is as good as it's getting. Because you don't know. You don't even know how to not be mad at that breakup from 2 years ago. So, a couple of my books, the Bible, of course, I don't necessarily need to showcase that. Matter of fact, put it on the little, because y'all shut up. Shut up. Because I know how some people think. I don't even want to hit. When y'all get to invite me on your podcast, let me say this right now. I'm not engaging in religious debates. I'm not engaging in religious rhetoric. I'm not engaging with people. Because as much as I talk about getting your spirit right, I don't have to give an account to God for your spirit. You don't have to answer to God about mine. So I'm not going to go back and forth with you, with nobody about none of that. I personally just believe, I don't know, you got to figure some stuff out, because it's steep getting through a life where you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what to expect next week. And you don't know how to work out unexpected problems. But like I was saying, I will not go back and forth about religious material, about the Bible, about none of that. Matter of fact, shut up. I'm going to leave it where it's at. Shut up. Now, journaling, like I talk about, also important. I think people need to get their thoughts out. Get them out, get them out, get them out. Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. It's hard to talk when you got junk in your mouth. I think people really get your thoughts down. I usually have 2 journals. One's for my thoughts, one's for my plans. And that's a key part in bringing things to life, is spelling it out on paper. I have a lot of journals. I started to bring all of them, darn near all of them in here, but I didn't feel like bringing that box in here. But it's the belief in a thing. It's what you say about a thing. It's the emotion that you feel when you think about a thing. Like, you have to really feel it. And that's what I was talking about when I brought up Kobe. when Kobe was playing at the end of his career, he talked about how there is, it's like he was saying how when he goes into the arena, he can feel and hear the sounds of the crowds and the smell of the popcorn. But he talked about how when you get, it's a frequency that you tap into when you are doing something that you love or something that is meaningful. And what was that? See, maybe because I have so much to say. Get in tune. Get to journaling to get your thoughts out. Get to praying, because you can't pray to yourself. You can't pray to the Baphomet. You can't pray to... I ain't gonna talk about how you can't pray to the Pope. How some... I ain't gonna talk about it. But you just better have an understanding, because it's kind of steep to get through life. It's kind of steep to get through life thinking that you know everything. You don't even know how to be a good friend sometimes. But yeah, that's where we are with that. Affirmations. When I tell y'all I'm living in things that I manifested, that I forgot that I said, I forgot I used to talk about God. I used to talk to God about all types of stuff. I used to read books and my mind would just go places. I think people really, really sleep on what was whoa. God, give me what to say. Because I just lost my train of thought. Maybe I was talking about writing down. Okay. Affirmations, journaling, meditation. It's funny, I think I was saying, Kobe, frequency. Basically, it's just this mental space. I don't want to call it. It is. I mean, everything is literally vibrating. We are all frequency. But I think people don't spend enough time submerging themselves, or like really sitting in the feeling. And that's probably, like I was saying earlier, the biggest part of bringing something into your physical, your physical reality, is to really focus on it mentally. And it was like Kobe was saying in Muse, how when he used to play, 100% of the times when he used to play or practice, he was wearing a Lakers uniform. Or when he was just very intent and intentional about how he showed up, of course, but like the mental space, the literal place that he stayed mentally. So I think people need to work on their minds, work on how much you believe in yourself, work on how you talk to yourself, work on what you say to others, because what you say is gonna come back to you. You fall under condemnation and judgment when you say things to people. It will come back to you. That is a guarantee. It is like the laws. There are laws of the universe that even if you don't want to believe them, or you think it's woo la la, it's really not. And I don't think people understand what the difference it makes in you really feeling it and you just saying I want it. Like versus, it's like faith and fear. Or it's like really believing in something and really believing that it can happen versus really believing that it won't. And if people would just like make the mental switch, which is why meditation and all these things are important, it's like if you make the mental switch, you just it just becomes clearer when you, and I feel like I'm saying the same things, but that's okay. Y'all probably watching this like, girl, you doing fine. I feel like I'm talking and I keep forgetting what I want to say, but that's okay. Because this is only episode 4 and I'm putting in work. And there's somebody right now that's hating on me, but you sitting on your couch, not even attending ICDC, sitting on your couch, not doing nothing. Y'all might be judging. You might not. But it's funny. This is something I've happened to manifest. And it's funny because people spend a lot of time caring about what people think. I don't know why we care so much about what people think, because people don't even be having the sauce. You ain't got the credit. You ain't even got the life I want. And you have ugly. Like, that's weird. Like, and I think people are a lot of the reasons why people let people be the reasons why they don't be successful or why they don't do stuff. Because people be so busy listening to people that they think matter or that mattered at one point. When in reality, I mean, your thoughts should have no direct bearing on anything that I do. And you should let nobody else's thoughts or opinion have effects or have an effect or whatever on what you do or what you decide to do. Y'all better stop letting people convince you that you're not enough. Y'all better believe in yourselves. Stop letting these people convince you that you're not enough when they poor. You could be broke and you could be poor. Big difference. Y'all be poor in the mind and poison in minds. Shut up. Cierra la boca. Tu necesito. Shut up. Like, use your brain. If you ain't got nothing to say, don't say. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. But we talk about manifestation and visualizing. You cannot be hateful and scornful and expect God to bless you. I know things manifest. I know that. But you better believe that there is karmic retribution. You get back what you give. So when you think to manifest and you think visualizing and affirmations, like, you got to do all of that. You cannot be, you can't be, you can't be lukewarm. You can't have faith and fear. And you can't be hateful and claim to love God or claim to be a people person or claim to be a person of the people. You cannot expect God to bless you. Because why would he? Because you're not a blessing to nobody. You don't bless people. You don't even bless your food. I think I'm just kind of fed up for real. It gets to a point where it's like, bro, all y'all, I feel for everybody. I love everybody. But, and to the people who are working on themselves and trying to find balance and all that, like, yeah, we all need to journal, meditate, all that stuff. But, like, to the people that need to work on themselves spiritually, I pray you find peace. I pray you find peace. A lot of my rhetoric I don't want to say rhetoric. How I talk is how I talk. And I walk in love and I mean this with love. I hope everybody's doing good and I hope everybody working on themselves and all the things. Keep it up. But make sure that you're working on the parts of yourself that we don't see. Make sure you're working on how you talk to yourself, how you show up in the world, things that nobody sees, the things that you cry about, the things that make you angry. People have things that make them angry that they take out on their kids, that they take out on people that they should be friends with or friends to, that they take out on people that love them. And I will venture to say it's okay once you become aware, though. I don't want to say it's okay to do, but, like, a lot of people are not necessarily aware of the energy that they show up with. But goes back to that spiritual work, all that stuff. Like, this stuff you got to be doing apart from just saying that you want something. And of course, you can't be, I want this. I want it so bad. The universe is going to hear, is going to detect is you speaking from a place of lack. So, just be aware. Get your spirit right. Make sure your energy is tight. How you treat people, how you show up. And energy is not just that. Energy too is like be a kind person. Stop judging. Y'all stop judging each other. And it's crazy because in this climate, the heck? Judging who for what? Like, this is not that it don't happen. I genuinely don't understand it. I've never understood it because, like, you got your own unique set of skills. I think that's one of the Ooh, that's so cool. Epidemic. That's just a problem. And I would say I pray people stop doing it, but nah, nah. But just work on that for yourself. Um, I want to know what y'all want to talk about, and I guess by that I mean what is troubling y'all. I hope this audio is clear because I keep having to remember how to hold this, but like I want to figure out or hear from y'all because I want to know what it is that you need help with. Um, for some people, it may be trauma. Some people, it may be your belief system. Some people may need book recommendations. Some people may need to figure out ways to be more introspective, to think outside the box. Some people may need to literally be educated on what certain words mean in terms of mental health. I think it's high time that people figure out what they need to do and get solution oriented in terms of literally like all of these things, because I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. The government is not gonna save you and ain't nobody else gonna save you. Um yeah. So what was I about to say? What was I about to say? Boundaries. I think that's important in manifestation and all the things. Because manifestation is in and of itself a thing, but visualization is a thing too. And let's see, you can visualize so that you can manifest. And let's see, yeah, you visualize so that you can manifest. And you manifest by visualizing. And it's funny because all these things are important, but I think something else that people might miss is boundaries. And that's a funny word. Because even for me, I'm having to figure out, okay, what should the boundary be, or how should I conduct myself, or how should I set the boundary? I think, and my therapist asked me that. It's like, do you have a problem set about? No, but I think the boundaries that people set can interfere or make a difference in the ability to manifest, if that makes sense. Because it's like if you have poor boundaries, you are settling for stuff. You letting people in your life that shouldn't be there. You are adding to your own problems. Who said that? Who said that? See, they call these downloads. Cause whoa, brother. I hope y'all caught that. Cause all the bars. Okay? You adding to a problem that you create. Meaning, lacking boundaries, like, y'all know what it is to lack boundaries. It's just to let people run rampant in your spirit and in your mind and in your life with just accepting stuff that you know is beneath you. Um, and that's just important because if you don't have boundaries, you can allow you just allow anything in your space and you settle for anything, even for you. Because boundaries really is for you. Like you can have boundaries in terms of like a person, obviously, but like you gotta have that in place for yourself. Um, yeah, that just affects your mental. That affects your spirit, and that is just that's just man. Boundaries come down for that. Boundaries shouldn't come down for nothing. Boundaries come down to how much you. How much do you? I love me a movie, and next Friday she was like. I'm sorry. Sorry. I love movies. Oh, Jesus. In a minute, I'm going to need a live studio audience because I'm a fool. I already be in front of live audiences. But what I was going to say, sorry, I love movies. And I was going to quote one, and I was still going to do it. When we talking about boundaries, Let me just say I want to thank God for growth. Because if ain't nobody else gonna laugh at me, baby, I'm a cackle. Anyway, um, it's a scene in was a scene in next Friday. And she was like, what is like? I want to see how much you wait. Is that the same? Oh, wait, dang, I lost my train of thought. Oh Lord, it's gonna come back. I was talking about boundaries. Oh, yeah. Basically, just love yourself. I think the scene in the movie, she was like, well, how much do you really love your boys? Not enough to pay their stinking rent. I don't even want to pay my own stinking rent. It's like, I love that movie. I'm getting off topic, but I don't care. That movie is so funny. And she was like, wow, she was trying to take Willie Jones down. Like, oh, what she say? Your son ain't paid his rent in 6 months. And I'm about to throw him out on his behind tomorrow. So how much do you really love your boys? Not enough to pay a stinking rent. I don't even want to pay my own rent. Well, I'm not talking about rent. I'm not talking about money, Mr. Willie Jones. Well, what you talking about, Miss Pearly? Hey, Daddy, what you doing? Get off that. Yeah, sorry. I love movies. I ain't sorry at all. But my point in that, what made me think about that was she was like, how much do you really love your boy? So how much do you really love yourself? Not enough to make boundaries. Not enough to set boundaries. I don't even have boundaries for myself. It's funny, but it ain't. Because that's really an issue. And that used to be an issue for me. I know it's a hating skeezer watching me right now because I got to block a lot. I be having to block y'all like most Def did. I see you. I'm going to block you. I know that people don't like to let people's... I know people like to carry on and hold on to business of other people's that don't have nothing to do with them. And I know people are judgmental of others. And I know people don't necessarily talk about what they go through or what they've had to do or what they... I ain't gonna talk about it. But I am gonna tell you, I've had to go through figuring out my own life lessons and figuring out like how to navigate. And boundaries, like I'm saying, boundaries ain't necessarily the easiest things to implement. They not necessarily the easiest thing to stick to all the time. Cause it's like, I don't know, the way stuff is set up, sometimes it's dang near hard. If not, for some people, I don't want to say impossible because nothing is impossible. But I think that's just something to work on. And this is why therapy is made. This is why I want this to be, I'm marketing it and not so much marketing. Maybe. I mean, I really want people to have some type of awareness, have some type of insight, have some type of knowledge. Somebody needs to tell you about Assata Shakur. Somebody needs to tell you about the 4 agreements. You feel me? Somebody needs to tell you about the autobiography of, Tupac Shakur. Somebody needs to tell you about Dr. Sue Mortars, The Energy Codes. Big Sean actually mentioned this book, and he talked about this book years ago, back like low key, because Janae was talking about this book. No, he talked about this book, and people like Joe Dispenza, people like that, like all kind of the same realm. But books like this is just really top tier. I really want everybody to start reading. Get you a library card. Get you a library card. Barry. Get you a library card. I said it how I said it. I'm not changing it. Get you a library card. Don't go to the Arbuck Stay. Don't go there. Go to a little coffee shop. Get you a book. Get you a journal. If you don't feel comfortable Nah, I ain't gonna say if you don't feel comfortable journaling, don't do it. Shut up and do it. Because a lot of people are just you need your thoughts on paper. I can't stress that enough. I should show y'all how much I put into journals, but it's just I say that so much because I really think it's just a lot of mental congestion. And I just want more for folks. So with books, it may be books that y'all want to tell me about. Maybe books that y'all think I should read, or books that I think are informative or important. Because books like this, when I think about autobiographies, because it ain't just him. It's oh, this is Angela Davis. This ain't Asada. Whoever was thinking, why did I say Asada? And this was Angela, your mama. But it's books. It's books that I really am. Honestly, it's books that I've read that I can still read and gain knowledge from. Because I feel like Denzel even said this. Like, he still would go to acting classes. He would still read. He would still study. Because it's like the Bible say, you follow on to know. So you continue to gain. You continue to grow. And as you grow, you have to gain more insight and take in more wisdom and change what you read. And people just need to start changing what they read, because if you change what you read and you change what you look at, you change your mind. If you change your mind, you change your habits, you change everything. Everything. And it is such a toxic. There are so many toxic things. It's just so important how people believe in themselves, and I think people are not doing that. And it's unfortunate because this is literally the Black Harlem Renaissance. It's like such a high vibratory time where you can literally tap into frequency and tap into universal law. And universal law, you speak and create. You speak and create. And it really is just like, dang. People be sleeping on themselves. They sleep on their words. They sleep on their opportunities. And then you gotta stop letting people dictate to you when you should start something. Why are you listening to a broke person, a mentally broke person? If they ain't got no money, you really don't need to be listening to them. If they broke, you need to flee. I hope you ain't in no relationship with nobody like that. But my point, you cannot have people. This is why boundaries are important. Your boundaries are going to affect your life. They're going to affect your habits. They're going to affect your mental. They're going to affect your mental tenacity. They're going to affect everything. And I think once people tap in more into that, man, maybe that would, oh Lord, people would heal more if they set more efficient, more effective boundaries. And when I say boundaries, I mean, let's be honest. You cannot have, you really have to be clear. Like, I mean clear boundaries. I mean, like, set something, say it, and stand on it. If you lock in, it shouldn't be no switching up. And I think the thing about boundaries, I know the thing about boundaries is that it is not for that. It ain't for that girl. It ain't for that narcissistic man. You can think you can think that you are doing something for them, but everything that you do should be for you. And boundaries ain't got nothing to do with the next person, because you know what I'm saying? They may not know what boundaries are, but you certainly got to know yourself enough to know. And you have to love yourself enough to have things. It's like guardrails. It's like spiritual guardrails. I know y'all probably be wondering if I don't look at the camera while I'm where I'm looking at. I'm in flow state. I'm mentally just, and my mama be asking me that. People ask me. I'm starting to make eye contact with people. I'm starting. But, yeah, whatever. But I just had to say that too, because I feel like sometimes I be wondering, like, what do people think? But whatever. Boundaries are important because they help you to avoid heartbreak. Like, think about the things that could like. Think about the problems you got right now. Think about that man. Think about that cousin, that auntie that's screwing you over. Screwing you over. No Vaseline, no baby oil. Because you just letting people run rapid in your mind, letting people do anything, letting people come in your house, letting people talk to you any type of way, letting people dictate to you what you supposed to do, letting people decide how you supposed. Man, shut up. Shut up. And anybody that is out here affecting people's boundaries, shut up. I would venture to say anybody that messed up and affected my boundaries, I wish y'all the best. I wish people love. But in all seriousness, though, that junk is important, bro. It's so important that people love themselves enough to set limitations on who they allow and what they allow. It's so important that, Lord, I pray. It's really, bro. It just matters. Like, people really, really, really. It come down to loving yourself for real. Like, boundaries ain't got nothing to do. Like, I've been in relationships where I just be mad. N-word making me mad. Like, you making me want to, man. I used to real deal, like, in a lot of ways, be a fighter. Probably not how you might think. Definitely not how you might think. But I definitely have had to, like, I don't know, boundaries it ain't the easiest thing. And then, like, depending on who's violating the boundaries or who you having trouble setting the boundary with, because people be in relationships and that get real sticky when somebody then swindled you and now you doing a 10-year bid when first 5 whatever years everything was cool, and then, you know what I'm saying, couldn't set no boundaries, baby, you stuck. I don't know, but, like, you can avoid certain situations and, like, you can save your life if you just learn to put up them guardrails. Yeah. And that's okay if that's something that you have not mastered. It's okay if this is the first time you heard something like this. It's okay if you feel triggered. That ain't my problem. But it's okay if you do. Because the first step to change is awareness. Denial is a part of that too. But, you know, that's your journey. But again, it's okay. It's okay to not know. It's okay to have trouble sticking to boundaries. But at a point, you gotta stop saying and making excuses for your piss poor actions. Cause I mean, let's be honest, y'all be crying about problems that you don't avoid. Y'all be on the internet boo crying, men crashing out. I ain't even gonna get into that cause y'all got that bad. I don't know, it's like this new day and age of men who really like be clutching pearls. I don't know if it started with nail polish, but it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. But my point, let me go back because y'all just, it's things that I just get irritated about and I think about them and I just be want to say it. So I do. But yeah, be careful of the people you got around you. Be careful of the people you got around you. Love yourself. Set boundaries and stick to them. And then, I don't know, be a person of your word. That's another thing. If you're going to do something, if you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to stop talking to somebody, stop. If you say you're going to change your number, change it. If you say you're going to stop messing with that group of friends, if you say you're going to start doing something, do that. Stop that. Yeah. But like I was saying, I would like to know what it is that y'all may need help with or things that y'all may want touched on. I want to know how y'all are coping. I'll be wondering that too. Like, how are people doing? How are people maintaining? I don't know. honestly, y'all, I want to see the world get better. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I really do. And I said sometimes, and I just wonder, like, are things ever going to make some type of turn? But I don't know, y'all. My hope, my prayer, and I tell God all the time, if you don't give me what to say, I'm not saying nothing. I pray my messages land, and I just hope that people are healing. My God. I think that's a lot of the problem. I think why I don't be always looking at the camera, because I'm kind of just being thought for real. And a lot of the stuff that I talk about, I've always wanted to talk about, or I've always talked about, but I feel like I'm finding new ways to be self-expressive and to really put myself in position. Um, but I really want better for folks. If y'all do find yourself having a hard time setting boundaries, or find yourself dealing with somebody who you said you wasn't going to deal with no more, I also, on the flip side of this, it's like you do have to give yourself grace. You do have to give yourself love in the process of trying to navigate through a life, because you never been this age and stage before. You never been here before. You never had to be here before. I'm sorry. You never had to. Maybe I did say that right. You just never been at this point. You never had to put these muscles to work. And don't let nobody else beat you up and con you into believing that you ain't moving fast enough. Because I am trying to entice you to, you know what I'm saying? Move, be expeditious, but don't let the next person make you feel inferior because you are not where they are, or because you haven't figured out how to navigate or like maneuver or get through a situation, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people got that real bad. I hope everybody that do deal with the stuff that I'm saying, the bad ones, the ones that cause and need people to set boundaries, I don't like y'all. Y'all make the world a worse place. And I think karmic retribution is the thing. And y'all suck. And I hate it. Snatches my buffs. Y'all so hateful. And it's crazy because I'm gonna try my best not to use no profanity, because I really just like how I talk is how I talk. Like, I just like, dang, bro, y'all be nicer people. Be nicer people. Just be aware. Like, all the things, like, y'all be knowing what to do. Y'all be knowing what to do. Stop being mean. And it's crazy because it sounds so elementary, but y'all seem as if you're like your peanut sized brain. If you are kind to people, people will be kind to you. And it's crazy because you never know what your words can mean to somebody, or how your words can make somebody feel. So you usually think about that, because I promise you that energy is gonna come back. And it's gonna come back. And how you can you get what I'm saying? If you know, you know. You're gonna get Vegeta. Stop hating people. Stop hating yourself. Cause that's really your problem. You hate yourself. You can't love you can't hate yourself and love nobody, baby. Pooh Bear. That'll probably solve a lot of people's problems if they just stop being haters. Um, yeah. Just be kind. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what I was supposed to talk about today. But I feel like I said some stuff. I feel like I said some stuff that was important. I got some homework. I'm trying to think about how I want to say this. I want y'all to spend 10 minutes a day in the morning. Because if you want to do it at night, that would be the more opportune time. But morning and night, I mean, your brain is fresh in the morning and it's just the most impressionable the first hour of the day. But you are going into your subconscious when you going to sleep. So that's also a very impressionable time. But I would honestly suggest y'all take 10 minutes every day for the next 3 days and write your thoughts down. I don't care if you want to talk about the boy you dated in 7th grade or if you want to talk about the slice of pizza you had last week. The point is free writing. It's like this book I got, The Artist's Way, but it's not in this room. It's the premise is just to get you to get your thoughts down. It's like having junk mail in a it's like it's like it's like having a big no. It's like having a bunch of hold on, what am I trying to say? Okay. Getting your thoughts down is important because it's like if you have the internet open and you have 500 tabs open and you're trying to figure out how to maintain everything and keep it straight with 500 tabs open. Sorry to tell you, Kimo Sabi. So when I talk about like getting thoughts down, it's really not for anybody else but you. And that's so important because people probably don't even know how much they are indeed carrying because there's so many things that we take in on like every day, every freaking day. Always something pulling us in some type of direction. There's always somebody trying to get our attention. There's always an ad for there's always an ASPCA ad. It's always that's another thing. Let's talk about this. Why do y'all watch and talk so much? Why are y'all fake political analysts? Like, do that give y'all stiffies? Like, I don't get it. You're not relationship therapists. You're not counselors. You're not experts. You're not archaeologists. You don't have a degree. You live a very uneducated life, but you love to take in and like promote drama because it gives you a dopamine rush to talk. Like, yeah, I don't know, y'all. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Just work on yourself. You don't have to, but I think people's inability to work on themselves is gonna be your downfall because it's not like the foo. It's just work on your traumas, work on your thoughts, get your mind right, get your spirit in order. Develop develop an EQ, an emotional quotient. Become emotionally aware. Become aware. Become aware. Like stop just falling for the bait. Stop just falling for the woo ha ha. Like stop just accepting and rolling with stuff. Like just I don't know, man. I don't know. And I keep saying I don't know because I hope I'm just saying this the way I feel led to say it. But do that make sense? I hope I'm not led to say it, but I hope I'm saying it in a way that makes sense. And yeah, all these things just I don't know, y'all. I think we all just learning. We all growing. We all trying to navigate through a life right now that is at times very hazy and confusing. But like I was saying earlier, you got to give yourself grace because you don't have, you don't, this is not a, you don't have, you literally have never been here before. And it's funny because talking to y'all, I realize about myself, it would just be so hard on yourself for something when you are just trying to do something. And it could be a side quest. It could be something that you were trying to figure out, something that's extra. And everybody is just so critical and so has such a defeated spirit. And I get that this like somewhat of the easier way out, but like give yourself grace and don't beat yourself up. But still put work in. And I say give yourself grace too because I mean, I don't know. Like people will talk about you, celebrate you, and try to kill you all in the same breath. And I don't know. But that's why y'all gotta work. Those of y'all gotta work on yourselves. But I would say give yourself grace because dang, like picture if everybody that we looked up to was as hard on themselves as we are on ourselves. Like my mom always say, give yourself 24 hours to respond to something. And I don't know, maybe that's something else people should think about. Don't just be so quick to say what comes to mind. Because your words will have a long lasting impact or can have a long lasting impact. But I was saying about the homework. I want y'all to start journaling because I think if people start to really see what is in their heads by getting it out on paper, then that will literally help you to get a list going. Like you could literally start to see, you could start to unlock stuff. And then when you are intentionally trying to like go about solving a problem or trying to, you know what I'm saying? What am I trying to say? I just lost my train of thought. Darn it. Maybe it was writing. Yeah. And then it's like all the stuff that we have going on, people don't take time to write things down because they are so preoccupied. But that goes back to the point of the importance of journaling because we take in so much information. And then even like me now, if I don't take time to sit sometimes and just ground out, I'm gonna keep it. If I don't take time to ground myself or to do the things that I'm telling y'all to do, then I would not be sitting here doing it. But dang, man, I don't know. I want people to believe in themselves. And I think if you start to write down how you feel, you can see how you feel versus how people feel about you. You can start to love yourself more because you can let go of the things that you hate yourself about or that you hate about yourself. I feel like it's just so important for people to like, somebody asked me, it was like, how are you a therapist and emotional? Needless to say, we may as well consider him, I ain't gonna say consider him a crackhead because that might sound terrible, but we can consider him blocked. But this man asked me, how can you be a therapist and you're emotional? Well, you're dense and stupid, but you can do both because it takes both. I think it's funny. People be avoiding emotions, but they be emotional because they don't know how to express the emotions that they want to avoid. So they are super emotional, bringing about more emotions, further suppressing the actual emotions that they should be releasing. So it's like this paradox. It's almost like the negative feedback loop from hell that psychologists use the term, which basically says you're on a mental hamster wheel. One thing after it's just like repeated action. And I don't know. If you want the same stuff, keep doing the same stuff though. Whether that's you being hateful, whether that's you talking about people, or whether that's you creating new habits. I mean, I said this somewhere. Like, I said this in a video. I was saying like people, and it was me doing yoga or something. I think sometimes why I don't look at the camera because it's kind of I'm saying this again because I noticed myself. Like, where do I be looking? I be in the spirit. I be in the spirit. But yeah, I want the best for everybody. I'm gonna tell y'all though, I'm working on all the stuff I'm telling y'all, and I don't think people are transparent about that. Our superheroes are still people, like people we believe in and people we hype up. But I don't know, the boundaries, the getting your feelings out. I would say also stop being afraid. I think we live in fear. We live in fear too much. But we so believe in what people tell us about ourselves. Ain't that like a weird, that's like a weird, it's weird. We don't be believing ourselves. We don't be believing in ourselves sometimes. But we be believing what people tell us about ourselves. We be believing what people tell us. We be believing what people believe about us. And that is the most fugazi thing. Because it just hit me just now. And again, with the grace thing, it's like, if you don't know, you can't change. If you don't know, you can't make a transition. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You are where you are until you gain more knowledge. And I don't know, man. I just want the best for everybody. But to have the best for yourself, though, you just gotta work on yourself. You gotta work on the things that you take in. You gotta work on the things you release. You gotta work on the people you surround yourself with. You gotta work on how you talk to yourself, the places you put yourself in, the situations you put yourself in, the things that you tolerate, how you talk to yourself. Do you use words of affirmation, or do you talk bad about yourself? Do you always talk about what you don't have, what you hate, what you don't like, what you never have, what you never will get, what you never did, what you never can do? Or do you talk about what you love, what you enjoy, what do you like? Like, and I understand that's like, I understand because people love to make excuses, and I understand the world we live in and all the things, but like, at some point you just gotta grab yourself by the bottom, grab yourself by the kahunas, and really decide, okay, I'm not gonna keep living like this. I'm not gonna keep just accepting anything for myself. I'm not gonna keep letting people talk to me type of way. I'm not gonna allow my thoughts to take over me. You supposed to bring your thoughts under subjection. You're supposed to be a hearer of the word and also a doer. You're supposed to show yourself friendly if you want friends. You're supposed to study the scriptures and show yourself approved. You're not supposed to be identical to Jesus, but you should have some type of blueprint that you're following. You should have a moral code. Y'all need to get on the code. You need to find the code. You need to find some common sense. Because yeah, all of the stuff I'm saying is important. But I also want y'all to be a little more accountable. Because I'm telling you, all that stupid behavior, all the stuff that you know not to do. You be knowing what to do. You be knowing what to say. You be knowing what not to do. Tighten up. Tighten up. That's all I'm saying. Because all of that anger, animosity, like anger, all of that is usually just, it's probably something that you're mad about. It could be something that you're sad about. It could be something that you just need to absolve. But y'all, we gotta stop being angry. We gotta stop killing each other. We gotta stop talking bad in people's comments. We gotta stop doubting ourselves. Because I don't get that. I don't get why we doubt ourselves so much, but we be so quick to invest in somebody else's dream or to take somebody else's word as bond. Like, what? And it be people we don't even like. I don't even like you. Your shoes don't even match. Like, I don't even like you, but people be caring about what somebody think. when they don't even have their stuff together. Like, that be the thing for me. Y'all ghetto with no mattress, no headboard. But you got everything to say about everybody and you hateful. It's like these people in my comments or comments period. Like, yeah, I don't know. But karma and the way life works, you always gonna get back the energy you give out. You always gonna get back love. And that's another thing. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. Anything that you give, you get back. And this is also why it's important to be loving and to be kind and to be solid. Because you always are going to get that love back. You always going to get that hatred back. You always going to get back what you put out. That's universal law. So just be aware of how you talk to people. Like the mood, it's not always easy to control our emotions. It's not always easy to obviously, you know what I'm saying? But you ain't the only person in the world going through stuff. And you're not the only person that's trying to navigate a very, very tough time. So that's my spiel on that. Yeah. Excuse me. Clean your houses, your environment. Demons can lounge around in dirty, dark rooms. Some of y'all are depressed. A lot of y'all are depressed. And it's not nothing to joke about. I may have a cynical, dark sense of humor because that's just how I deal with shit sometimes. Sorry, Ma. But my heart really be feeling for people. And it's crazy because it's like, And this is why I be getting so pissed off. Because some of y'all N-words, some of y'all, and when I say N-words or B-words, it ain't, is both interchangeable. Like, y'all be making stuff worse. And you be wondering why you have the problems you have. Like, I said a lot of things today, and I hope y'all caught them. I don't know. My heart really be going out to people because it's like, sometimes people don't even know how they feel. And people just be sad. Like, I wanted to do this because honestly, maybe to encourage people to develop their own outlets. Maybe to encourage people to go for their dreams or encourage people to think differently. But y'all just be better people. Oh Lord, I hope I was covering the mic. Because there's a lot of people that's dealing with stuff. Like I had this lady go off on me at my bank. And I actually did something that I never did, which is not only call the bank headquarters, but to follow up with an email and to follow up with the credit bureau, financial, whatever, because this lady was so out of pocket. Like, she was so out of pocket that everybody in the bank was looking at her, wondering why she was shoving her stuff at me and telling me I can't do this. I don't know if she was mad that I probably make more than her or if she was just having a bad day. But whatever the issue was, she took that out on me. And I have a problem with that because you don't know what I got going on. And now I got to get in your behind with a spoon. Now I got to lay it on you. Like somebody who got out of jail who wants to lay on two soft tits. Now I got to lay it on you. But this lady had the nerve to get out of pocket. If she gets fired, that would have been a crime and crime solved and justice prevailing. Because again, give grace, be gracious, be kind, all that. But don't be surprised when you get mollywopped or you get caught when you get knocked over because you don't know how to be kind. All this rah rah, I love God, I love people. Shut the heck up. No, you don't. No, you don't. And if you are getting lost here or you don't know if I'm talking about you or not, do some soul searching, because it is not my job, obligation, duty, responsibility, care, or concern to micromanage anybody's feelings. But y'all listen to podcasts that talk about how much you hate girls. And I understand at an early age, men are not programmed. Boys are not programmed to like girls. You just aren't. You push us, you pull us, you piss us off. You taught to literally not be weak, not be emotional, not be emotionally aware. Just gimme, 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 take, control, control, control. I don't know. But I don't like some of it. So to that point, and I want to say this just period, because it's funny to me. I should start showing some of the messages that I get and how people really, how y'all be giving it up, be crazy. However, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gonna get that back though. You're gonna get that back. But don't worry. Don't wonder why. Don't wonder why your blessings is on back order when you don't know how to just be a kind person. I have so much I could say. And it's funny. It's so funny. I don't want to talk down on nobody or no place. But whatever. Even in my city. I love my city. I do. But, damn, y'all, let me leave that alone. I just think people everywhere, y'all just gotta pull it together. Not be so self-serving. I kind of want to dive into my city, but I don't know if I want to jump off Mount Everest. Is that Mount Everest? Or do I just care too much about what y'all think? Yeah, it's a city thing. It's a Michigan thing. But it's also a Houston thing. And it's everywhere. It's everywhere. But I do not like y'all in Detroit specifically who are self-serving and weird. Y'all make me sick. I said it. I mean it. And if you feel like it applies, yeah. Because y'all know who you are. You know who you are. Yeah. Y'all got to work on that, though. I be wanting to molly up some of y'all. And I'm not necessarily talking about, you know what I'm saying, nobody I know. Though some of y'all, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not necessarily talking about y'all. I'm talking about in general. I ain't gonna lie. I'm talking about some of y'all, too. Just tighten that up. Tighten up. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. Because y'all being sucky people. And when you are, just in case it's not obvious, your energy affects more than just you. Because who raising y'all? Who's being raised? Where? Yeah, dang. Where am I at? Where are the parents? That's what everybody wants to know. Where am I at? Because, yeah, I know. I'm sorry, but that's going to be the funniest video I ever seen. Not ever seen, but that video was hilarious. The way he was looking at his camera, it's like he was speaking on behalf of every black person. Because, like, I don't know. I think that little girl was like, I forgot what happened. At 13 years old, I don't know what I was doing, but I wasn't robbing. I was not hitting licks in wintertime. Like I was not hitting licks. But that video is so funny to me. God dang. Where am I at? Where are the parents at? Dog. Well, I can't see the clock right now. However, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Oh, oh, oh! I just had an epiphany because it's a podcast that I watch, and I was watching the 4th episode, and it's funny. It's so funny when you just actually show up, because the feeling that I felt, it's just so funny, man. It's just so funny how life works. It's so funny how I've been able to amass everything that I have and to be the person that I've become through manifestation and through the belief in myself. So I really want people to hear me when I say, and to take it into consideration, all the things that I've said. Also, y'all got some book recommendations? Please. Because I have probably 100 and some odd books. 150. Everything from anatomy and physio to physics. From chakras to affirmations. But if y'all have book recommendations for me, I would really appreciate that. Because I have some that I love. I have some that I would like to read. That I still need to read. And I just love books. I want to own a library. Not a library, my bad. A bookstore. I love to have a bookstore. And now I'm ranting. No, I'm not. I'm talking. This is my show. Y'all listen. Okay. Well, yeah. If you have book recommendations or things that y'all feel like I should talk about, or things that y'all want a better understanding of, whether that's coping, whether that's self-care, whether that's, shoot, we could talk shadow work. We can talk. Y'all can email me, to be honest with y'all. Don't DM me. I'm a shoot y'all. I'm gonna put my email so y'all can see it. Honestly, if you go to my page, you can email me from my page. But yeah, I think I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. I was laughing though, cause I was watching this podcast, and it was funny. It was talking about how he was nervous and how he was just putting the reps in, and the feeling that, I don't know, the feeling I felt watching that episode and feeling how I'm feeling right now. And that was the 4th episode of that. And it was like the first visual episode that they had did. But I thought that was it was just this feeling I had in watching it. And it's so funny because in taking the steps that I've taken in the last few weeks, it's so important and powerful to visualize and manifest, because it's not about the outcome. It's actually about you become the person that you become in a process. Is literally the point. And this is why when people get a thing, they be so pressed and so focused and so trying to get to the next thing. Like, I don't know. But yeah, it's just this feeling I have of like, I'm doing something right. I'm doing what I want to do. That's what it is. Because it ain't no right. But it is. But it's not according to your standards. But like, I feel like I'm doing what makes me happy. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like I'm walking in purpose and operating in divinity and stepping into my divinity and all the things. And I want that for everybody. I want people to look at themselves and actually see themselves. I want people to really like the dust and debris out your eyes, clean your ears out with a Q-tip, and really like get to letting go of the things that are not serving you, that are bringing you down. Like, you do not have to carry everything. Who needed that? Because stop carrying everything. Because why are you carrying everything? Like, you don't have to worry and stress. And some stuff, honestly, I'm going to tell y'all, you feel a lot better when you are not trying to control. Like, you cannot control every outcome. You cannot control what they feel about you. You cannot control how fast something might happen. You can't control death. You can't control a lot of stuff. But it is a lot of stuff you can control. You can control where you go, your perception, how you respond, who you give love to, how you express love, who you have sex with, if you abstain from sex, if you want to go after a job or a career or anything. Like, you have a lot of things you can choose. But to the things and so I'm saying, for the stuff that you can't, just let life happen sometimes. That would be maybe one of the main takeaways. I don't know. But you don't have to be in control in the driver's seat. The reality is you can't be. And sometimes it's just best to accept. It's best to accept. And you save yourself a lot of hassle, a lot of stress, and a lot of trouble if you just let go and just allow things to be. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Yeah. So love and light and all the things. Thank y'all for tapping in with me. This has been episode 4 of the Divine Mind podcast. Yeah. So thank y'all so much. This has been another therapy session. Congratulations. You're becoming an elite subscriber. Be sure, like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your favorite celebrities. Tell your favorite influencers. And then repost. Go from the top down. Post it to your TikTok. Well, you can't download my videos, actually. Can you download my videos? No, the way my settings is set up. But no, you can repost and share them. Whatever. That's not the point. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tap in. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to talk to me. I actually be having a lot to say if I like you. Yeah. If y'all have questions or just really want to feel a sense of support or just feel just not feel alone, you always have a place here. So yeah, if nobody told you today, I love you. A lot of people do.